considering how dry it's been.
To be fair, we usually do it in November, like the beginning of November, because everything's in by then.
What do you mean we do?
Like,
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to our council meeting tonight. Appreciate you all coming out. We have a roll call, please.
Farmer?
Here.
Henning?
Here.
Gorman?
Here.
Merkel?
Here.
Kelly?
here,
Bachman?
Here.
And Stevens.
Here. And the first item on our agenda is a clerk's report.
Okay, you first have before you the work session minutes of October 2nd, 2025.
I'll move for approval.
second.
Motion to approve the minutes as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, let the record show that's unanimous.
And you also have before you the council meeting minutes of October 2nd, 2025.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
I want to, can I amend the minutes with some charts from my presentation from the last council meeting?
Okay.
Just a copy to add.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a,
I motion that we accept it as amended.
Second.
motion to accept the minutes as amended by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Merkel? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Okay, let the record show that that is unanimous. And the next item on our agenda is our visitors' comments. Excuse me just for a second. Just a quick afterthought, if you could get us a copy of the amendment there, everyone get a copy, appreciate it. Okay, as usual, for our visitor comments, I'm going to call everyone's name. If you want to come up and speak, you come up, address the council, and we do have a 3-minute time limit, so just try to make your point. And I'll read all the names and come up if you want to speak. Linda Bloom, Paulette Farmer, Todd Burkett, Earl Harleman, the birthday boy. Happy birthday.
Earl Harlemer, 6420 Levon Court, Parks Director. I'd like to invite everybody to Costume and Carving, which is coming up on the 26th at 2 o'clock to 4. All of the pumpkins are provided by Wetzel Farm, and they're all free. I could use some strong men or strong boys to help us take the pumpkins out of the trailer. They bring them in a big trailer, and we have to take them and put them on our tables for people to carve. We will judge the costumes. We will also judge the pumpkins. And after you're all done, you can take your pumpkin home with you. So you can go home and put that on your front step and let the neighbor kid throw it away. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyhow, we will be there. My committee will be there at 12 o'clock to set the room up. So that when you come in, you'll be able to go right in and sit down. We have all the carving tools you need to cut them with and everything like that. We'll have water. So if you need some water to drink, we'll have some water there for you guys to drink in case we always need water anyhow. So all that'll happen, and then I'll get to a couple of my young ladies that work with me to judge the contests, and we'll award you prizes, and hope we get some happy kids out of this group to go home with some stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sider? If you could state your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, I'm Bill Sutter, 5902 Mount Royal Drive, Clayton, Ohio, of course. And all I'm going to do is hand over this copy of an agreement that we got from DDC regarding some plantings at the end of our property, and just so you have it on file. And that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Joe Sider? Ms. Bustos? Dennis Lieberman? Cassandra Anderson? Billy Anderson? Okay. Okay, that's all the names I have on the list. Is there anybody that is having second thoughts? Sam? Nothing? All right. Thanks, everyone, for signing in. And we're going to move on to the next item on our agenda, which is old business. Will you read the first ordinance, please?
Ordinance O07-2509, an ordinance adopting and modifying the Planning Commission's recommendation to approve the final development plan of DDC Management LLC with specified conditions submitted for the property located near the intersection of Westbrook Road and Union Road and bearing parcel ID number M60-03207-0023, comprised of 37.098 acres within the city of Clayton, Ohio.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the ordinance as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Merkel. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Farmer?
Yes.
Henny?
No.
Gorman?
Yes.
Merkel?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Bachman?
Abstain.
And Stevens.
Yes. And will you read the next ordinance, please?
Ordinance O09-2525, an ordinance adopting the Planning Commission's recommendation to approve, with specified conditions, the 17.135 acre preliminary and final subdivision plan of Northwood Estates, Section 1, for property bearing parcel ID number M60-03012-0022, and located at the northwest corner of National Road and Haber Road, and containing 33.7313 acres, located within the city of Clayton.
I got a question on this one. Elaine, have we gotten a copy of the final traffic impact study?
We have not. The only thing the engineer is currently current engineer is currently working with the old engineer to try to hammer out the details of that. All we have currently is the draft from the June 2022 that was provided.
Mr. Oak said last meeting he was going to follow up with me some information. It did not. I just have some very serious reservations in terms of public safety because of that intersection, especially with in light of the construction, the multi-use path going right to the intersection with no way to get across. And I think that's asking for a fatality, in my opinion. I hate to be that extreme. But I don't know if there would be any room to try to put this off on a vote until we get the final traffic impact study. But I noticed in 2022, which led me to ask for the original, that many of you were very adamant about a traffic study being there in terms of how it would be funded. And it seems to have sort of, the urgency to have that addressed doesn't seem to be as great this time, and I guess I'm a little puzzled with that. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, just a couple thoughts. I personally believe we should do the vote and then make sure that the study is done. I'm with you on that part of it. I think we need to make sure the traffic study's done. 2022, probably not a lot's changed. You know, maybe some has changed. But I would say if they can't get it together quickly, then I would say let's do another study. I mean, it's something that I think they need to provide something. And if it's, like I said, if it's not, if they can't put it together, or it's not going to be valid after, 3 years, whenever they took it, then I would suggest that we do another study. So that's just my thought.
Since we're asking questions, according to the information I've received, it's all the conditions that are stated in the engineer's reports between our engineer and the developer's engineer, all those issues have to be resolved in the course of construction development, correct?
Did you say before the construction?
No, I said during the course of construction and development.
It has to be done before the pre-construction meeting. So before even ground is broken, everything has to be worked out.
That's what I'm saying. Any conditions that are stated in the engineer's reports basically have to be complied with in accordance for this whole development to move forward.
That is correct.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the ordinance as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Merkel. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, could we have a roll call, please?
Farmer,
No.
Henning,
No.
Gorman,
Yes.
Merkel,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Bachman,
Yes.
and Stevens.
Yes. So that ordinance passes 5-2. And it looks like we have a couple of ordinances on new business. And will you read the first ordinance, please?
Ordinance O-10-25-26, an ordinance authorizing the following in connection with the Northwood Estates development. A, delineating an overlay in relation to the proposed National and Haber Incentive Districts Number 1 and 2 within the city of Clayton, Ohio. And B, adopting a written economic development plan as to same, all as pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Sections 5709.40C, and declaring an emergency.
And why does this need to be an emergency?
That's a good question. My understanding is that it's because it was delayed for so long just to keep things moving forward. That was something that was provided with the previous city manager, so this was the ordinance that was prepared by the previous legal and previous city manager. So if, you don't want to go that way, that's up to you. But I think it was just my understanding was to move along the process.
Why was it delayed so long?
Because council, we didn't have a full council
Oh,
at
yeah,
that
now I
time.
remember,
so-
and some council members were surveying people to see how they were going to vote. Thank you, I remember that. So that's why it would be done as
That's
emergency.
inappropriate,
Thank
Kenny.
you.
Let's please, let's just stick to the topic.
That's a part of the topic.
Please stick to the topic.
That is a part of the topic.
I move we have an emergency, yes, declare an emergency for this ordinance.
I'll second.
The motion has been made to declare an emergency on the ordinance by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Bachman. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. Can we have a roll call, please?
Farmer,
No.
Henning,
No.
Gorman,
Yes?
Merkel,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Bachman,
Yes.
and Stevens.
Yes. So it is declared an emergency. Is there a motion on the ordinance?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the ordinance as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Do the schools
All
have to
opposed?
approve? So we just skip discussion? Do the schools have to approve this at all?
No, so this is just the delineation, so this is just identifying the zones that it would be. It has, it does not specify what the terms of the TIF would be, and depending on what those terms are, right now, I believe the developer is asking for a 75-10. So with the 75-10, even though it's not being presented here this evening, that's not this legislation, if that comes before you, the schools will not need to sign off on a 75% 10-year TIF.
Thank you.
Okay, the motion has been properly made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Okay, could we have a roll call, please?
Farmer?
No.
Henning?
No.
Gorman?
Yes.
Merkel?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Bachman?
Yes.
And Stevens.
Yes. And let the record show that the ordinance passes 5-2. And will you read the next ordinance, please?
Ordinance O 10-25-27, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to accept the dedication of the specified rights-of-way at Hunter's Path Phase 1.
Mr. Sanders?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is Hunter's Path Phase 1, and this is just the roads that we have accepted or will be accepting at this meeting. And it's the extension of Fall Gold. It's also Willow Road, Redwood Road, and Falls Road. We had several things that we followed up on that needed to be repaired, and those are all completed.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the ordinance as written by Mr. Merkel, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Abstain.
Okay, could we have a roll call, please?
Farmer?
Yes.
Henning?
No.
Gorman?
Yes.
Merkel?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Bachman?
Abstain.
And Stevens.
Yes. And let the record show that that ordinance passed 5-1 with one abstention. Thank you. And let's see, we just have one resolution on the agenda tonight. Will you read the first resolution?
Resolution R 10-25-75, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Wagner Paving, Inc. for full-depth asphalt repair on Winger and Hope Roads in the city of Clayton for the 2025 fiscal year.
Mr. Sanders?
Yeah, this is the leftover money from the paving project. So this is, we ended up with $43,000 left of the two funds left over from the Jurgensen paving project. And we typically do the full depth repair right after paving on any roads that need it. We took a second bid this year because Jurgensen seemed to be a little high on their paving this year for full depth repairs. So we went to Wagner's, and Wagner's ended up beating them by about $25,000. So this is full depth repair on Winger Road and Hoke Road. And if you guys have driven that road, if you're coming from Walmart, you'll see a lot of the edge line broke off. I'm not worried about that section because it's going to get done next year anyway with that project going up to the roundabout. But the other section that's over towards the apartments and on over towards 40 has got two bad spots, and then the rest of them's on Winger, and they're real bad on Winger.
Randy, didn't you say that the price of asphalt has doubled in the last year?
And then some. Yeah.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion to approve the resolution as written by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Henning. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, the next item on our agenda is our city manager's report.
Good evening. We have this Saturday Sweep Clayton Clean from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. or until the dumpsters are full. That's at 200 Woolry Lane. And Clayton residents may dispose of any junk, storage, furniture, wood, tree, limbs, yard debris at that time.
No hazardous materials
No hazardous materials, that is correct.
or tires.
I just have one question. Why do we have to start at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning?
Because we are early birds, yes.
Speak for yourself, would you please, Elaine?
And as you're aware, unfortunately, we got rain the one time in October during the scheduled Fire, Police, and Service Open House. So it has been rescheduled for October 28th from 4:30 to 7 here at the Clayton Government Center. That's always a fun event. Included in your packets this evening, Council, you will find the Ohio Auditor Financial Health indicators, and you will see the summary from 2015 to 2024. And you'll notice that the city's outlook has improved, moving from 1 critical and 2 cautionary indicators to last year to 1 cautionary indicator this year. Also, I'd like to share that last spring, the Northmont Art Department got rained out when they were going to do the mural at Hardscrabble Park, but it did get finished the other week, and it looks fabulous on the restroom building. So they are finishing up a few details, and we hope to post the pictures on social media.
Okay, anything else? Is that it? Okay, good, thank you. Any questions or comments for Elaine?
This would be a question for the law director and the city manager. Not saying this happens, I don't think it has been, but in the council rules, isn't there something about, in the future, council not having direct interactions with staff? Isn't our role to have direct interactions with the city manager, and then the city manager then takes our concerns to others? We shouldn't be having one-on-one interactions with staff, right?
In general, you should be following the chain of command. Yes, you should be communicating with the city manager.
So it would be wrong for someone to say they would have monthly meetings with city staff outside of the city manager?
Well, in general, you should be meeting
Per the
with-
charter, per the charter, it would be wrong to say that you'd have monthly meetings with city staff that is not the city manager.
I'm not sure what you're referring to specifically, but in general, council should be meeting with the city manager, and she will then
Only the
direct
city
staff
manager.
how she feels is necessary.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure everybody was clear on that.
Okay, anything else for the city manager? Or interim city manager? Okay. So we'll move on to council and mayor's comments. Mr. Bachman?
Evening, everyone. First off, give a personal happy birthday to Earl. Know it's been a rough year for you, but, personally, just think you're obviously a wonderful man, but everything you and your family do for the city. So, greatly appreciate it. Hope you, I know it's a difficult birthday for you, but knowing your family there, they'll make it as wonderful as they possibly can. City manager referenced our financial outlook. Obviously very positive, moving it forward, getting out of anything out of critical. Passing the levy in the spring was, last fall was, that was very critical for the long-term outlook of the community. So, so that's very good. And also, Kevin, you get about every award there is, and that just that just reiterates, why you do with with the way that report came out. So, thank you for that. I know we had a council member request Meadowbrook numbers. I know we usually do a report later in the year on that, but it's overall pretty common or pretty similar to last year. Revenue is up. Our total income over loss is about the same as last year. Did notice alcohol was a little bit up. Kevin, was that from just your son-in-law's, you at your son-in-law's wedding recently? And also congratulations to Ben in our service department getting married Meadowbrook recently. The pictures on Facebook looked very wonderful. Other than that, we've got 3 weeks until the next meeting. Between then, we'll have our local elections, so I encourage everyone to go out and vote. Local elections tend to have much lower turnout than a lot of larger federal ones. So, hopefully we buck the trend of that in this community, and that's all I have. Who dat?
Thank you, sir. Ms. Kelly?
Happy birthday, Dad. Just to let you know that you're going to have a great birthday this weekend, so we'll continue that. Also, with the Meadowbrook numbers through September, we, yes, we always have it in November, but this is just the numbers through September. Whereas a lot of things come in October with the weather and such. Of course, the golf numbers can be off, but overall, it's looking pretty good. Another thing too, I've been asked by several residents regarding flashing lights around the schools. So for example, we have the high school and middle school and the elementary schools. So if I can put Linda Bloom on the spot and ask her about the flashing lights, because I keep getting those questions asked, so if she could comment on that.
Sorry. If you could just state your name and your position, so.
Linda
for
Bloom.
context.
I am a Clayton resident, but I'm also president of the Northmont Board of Education. And we often get asked about the flashing lights, school zone lights. We do have them on major thoroughfares, like at the high school, the middle school, and the Kleps Early Learning Center and the preschool. It's recently been moved. I hope everybody realizes that if you've been driving National Road. The flashing lights have been moved because the preschool has been moved over close into the building that Sinclair used to occupy, but now the Board of Education occupies it. In the back of the building is where our preschool is. So we're able to move those lights. The lights that I think you're being asked about are ones that are in residential areas like Northmore, probably Northwood, the ones that people are supposed to be going 25 anyways. I don't know, on Northmore, it's probably a little higher, normal speed.
It's 35 on the
Yeah,
on
it's
the
more
tail.
normal speed zone, but we always have police officers. The police officers from Clayton are always around watching and monitoring traffic, and I know that once a month, there is a conversation that takes place with the safety committee, which involves the chief of police, I think I'm correct? Or SROs. And that's where this question ought to go, and I'm happy to be the one to deliver that. I'm sure it's been asked before, so let's get the answer and the information. It's not just a decision that the school makes and then somebody puts up those signs. So I'll follow up.
Can I put you on the spot one more time?
Sure.
For Hunter's Path?
Yes.
So residents have moved into Hunter's Path, and Northmont City Schools schools have it students going to Northmore.
No,
In the
students
brochure, I know, in the brochure they were told, but it was a typo, obviously, so.
Yeah, that area has since its groundbreaking, has always been slated to go to Northwood. We have buses that are already going right by there, and space at Northwood Elementary. So I don't know who was responsible for putting out whatever pamphlet somebody referred you to, but as far as I know, it's always been Northwood. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you.
Since Linda wasn't here last week, we have turned in, letting you know, we have turned in a safety program for all 3 schools. So that'll include flashers, crossings, and some other things, other improvements there. So it's a grant. It has not been approved yet, but it is turned in. And it's an abbreviated safety study, and we're 100%, so keep your fingers crossed on getting those, so.
I will, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Merkel?
Just a few things. November 4th is Election Day. Get out, make sure you get out and vote. Secondly, Earl, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gorman?
Yes, I'd like to wish everybody happy Halloween, And also, I hope the kids will come to carving, costumes and carvings, and bring your trash this Saturday to Woolery Lane, and we'll get it taken care of for you. And also, Earl, happy birthday. And I hope all of you go out and vote on November the 4th in the local elections. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Henning?
I also would reiterate happy birthday, Earl. We appreciate all you do for the city. I know a lot of kids are looking forward to your costumes with carvings on October 26th. I just wanted to say, in my opinion, I would hope that all of council would support, so per ORC 5709.40, the TIFT fund is a municipal fund, so the schools will not be potentially made whole unless we were to do some type of special agreement with the schools saying any remaining funds in there go to these schools. In my opinion, since they would be getting such a reduction and have no say at the table, it would be my preference, and I don't know how the rest of council feels, but hopefully they would support the schools. It'd be my preference that any remaining funds or an amount determined with maybe the finance director and city manager go to the schools or be split with the schools or something. Otherwise, the schools are just totally out all that lost revenue. So I would encourage the city manager to maybe work with the schools on that as you prepare this grant or this TIF agreement for whenever in the future.
Kenny?
Yeah.
Me and Elaine went out and met with the schools for Northwoods. Oh, God, I thought it was close enough. We went and met with them, and that's when we had discussions, and they said that it would not support a 30-year because they don't want that long of a term, but they said a 10-year is what they were comfortable with. So they're aware of it. They know it's a reduced, but we talked to them beforehand, so.
Awesome. I appreciate that. I'm just saying if there are remaining funds, I think we need to be proactive with identifying who gets them versus them just going to the general fund or maybe the schools get some. I think since the schools are impacted so much at the beginning, we should have that in the agreement. That's what I would like to see. Otherwise, I can't support the TIF. I also would like to add November 4th is Election Day. There's early voting going on now. We hope citizens go out and vote. I'd say support we have some great candidates running this year, leaders who won't just be a pawn up here. So I would encourage everybody to get out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Farmer?
All right, good evening, everybody. I don't get to say everything I wanted to say about Northwoods, but I think the main thing I wanted to say was, in Plan Clayton originally, that area was slated for commerce. It's prime frontage property along National Road, and now we're going to be looking at the back's 8 to 9 homes. So I'm not really thrilled with that, especially when we're always looking for ways to grow business in our area. But I also hit on about the safety of that intersection. That's been a concern, and there was a letter I wanted to read. There was a letter to the editor way back when. The little story goes with that. I got to put my glasses on. So. Says to the editor, I've been riding on the bicycle trail for over a year. I might have to ride on the road because there are too many bumps on the bicycle trail, especially in my front yard. The rain has worn out the trail. I wish the paving company or the cement company would do something about it. If they don't, I'll get up a petition and have proof that more people want that done than me. Signed, Ryan Farmer, age 9, 1414 Country Club Drive, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Well, foreshadowing there on the petitioning, wouldn't you say? But the follow-on to that story is that that trail went on for 3 more years. It was not fixed, and ultimately more people were riding on a road 30 miles an hour with no shoulder, and a lady was killed on her bike. So that sort of hits close to home for me. I think even living close to that area, I tend to avoid that intersection because I know it's so busy. Even when school is not in session, it's quite busy. I do hope that we'll be taking the appropriate action on that, especially adding all those people there, all those additional children that are on that path that want to get on their side of the road. And I think that is a valid public safety concern for the city. 2 last things, or 3. Earl, happy birthday to you. Don't work too hard in our parks while you're celebrating your birthday. We have Halloween coming up. Be safe out on the roads and watch for kids. And of course, Election Day, be sure you get out and vote. I served in uniform to protect that right, so please exercise it. That's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Just a couple things to your comments on the intersection. we've had this conversation for 10 years. You know, we want a light there, and I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I believe every project that we've brought forward for that area has included, at least that I can remember, has included an improvement, including a light there. Now, I don't know specifically on this new one, but that's always been a concern and still remains a concern, I think, for everyone. You know, it's just been, you know, Randy can speak better to this, why we've never got that, but it has to do with the state and the traffic count and things like that. So I don't think anyone disagrees that we need improvement on that. So anyway, I want to throw something out to Kevin. Again, I don't want to put him on the spot. I'll try to just give him some more homework maybe. Maybe he's not working hard enough in off hours or whatever. Yeah. But on the financial economic indicators, you know, they actually showed a pretty marked improvement, and just overall. And I'd like to know if, I don't expect you to go off the cuff with this, but if you could, like, maybe next meeting kind of give us an idea why that is, because I can think of two reasons that may have bumped it up. Well, maybe three, because we've had a couple dark positions. I'm sure that's helped. Also, the real estate taxes, you know, increased, so that probably helped. I guess what I'm really getting at is I wonder, we've had quite a bit of new homes and new residents, and I wonder if that helps. I'd just be curious on those three items, or if there's something else that bumped that up, because it's actually looks really good, really happy for it. So, but anyway, you can do that next time around. Hopefully we'll see everyone, at least up here, at the Sweep Clayton Clean on Saturday morning. We get rid of a lot of stuff there. If you know some people that have stuff, bring it down. We take just about everything. We don't take liquids, and we really don't want to take tires. What else is there, Randy? Anything else we don't take? Yeah, we don't want any hazardous material. All this goes to the landfill. Yeah, we have we'll have chippers down there. So if you have brush, all that lawn stuff, you can bring it down, and we'll help you unload it and all that. Just want to thank everyone for everything that you've done, you know, coming to the meetings and giving your input on everything. We do have an election coming up. At our next meeting, we'll know the results. So that's you know, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'd like to say, you know, good luck to everyone who's running. We have some folks out here, we've got some folks up here, and I think the campaigns, to my knowledge, have been, you know, pretty civilized, and in today's world, that's, you know, I just have come to expect the worst. So get out and vote, and you know, we'll know more about that next meeting. So that's all I have. I want to thank the staff, and as always, our council for the good work that we do, and all the residents for your participation. So is there a motion to
I'll move for adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Gorman, second by Mr. Merkel. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we are adjourned. Thanks all for coming.
Dennis, we're going out for pawns. We're going out for pawns. Or prawns. Did he say pawns or prawns? What did he say? Pawns.